Communication is key.
But it doesn't always mean talking. So today we're going to share with you 4 habits that we do to make sure that we connect every single day. So to start out, I'm Brittany.
I'm Jermaine.
And this is another one of our round table discussions where we're talking about communication. So one of the reasons why we started this channel is just to help other couples thrive and not just survive. We really believe in marriages. We believe in having a strong marriage. And we just want to share some habits that we do with others, just so they can have a happy and successful marriage as well.
Yeah, we do. And I know some couples are struggling out there, and we want you to keep the faith and stay strong.
Yes, because we truly believe in marriages. We're stepping in faith with you that your marriage is going to do well. If it's already thriving, that's great. If it's not, we're standing in prayer with you that your marriage is going to work through whatever is going on. God is going to show you the way, and we want your marriage not just for you to fight for a marriage, but we want you to thrive in marriage as well.
Yes, we believe in you. So yeah, just keep the faith, and we will give you some of our examples, huh?
Yeah. So let's start out here. So we're talking about 4 things that we do every single day to ensure that we're connecting with each other. And the first thing that we like to do is to check in throughout the day.
Yes. When I leave work, I call my wife and, just let her know I'm on my way home, or if you need anything, and, I'll be there and to go get it. And, I hear the kids screaming in the background, so I know she's having a hard time. But yeah.
Yeah, and that's...
what was I about to say? But if I don't call her, within a certain amount of time, that phone will be ringing. And there'll be some questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Making sure that everything's okay with you.
Will be some questions.
Yeah, but just taking that small little moment just to check in after work to say hey, it's more than, hey, it's just a phone call. It's more of hey, I'm thinking about you. I just got out of work, helping with that transition.
Mm-hmm.
To say, I've thought about you, I'm thinking about you without directly having to say it. And,
yes, sir. En route.
And it's not even just it doesn't have to be a long drawn conversation. Usually it's just 1 or 2 minutes just to say hey, I'm on my way home, or, I'm going to stop by and do this real quick, just as a point of contact. So we're both on the same page of hey, this is what's going on. So I think that's really important. And we even do it on the weekend. So say one of us is going on, running out to do some errands. Before, we usually walk out the door with hey, I'm going to go here, X, Y, and Z. And then if something changes up, we'll call and say hey.
This is every day.
Yeah, hey,
every day.
I'm actually going to go here and here because I forgot I had to do this. I mean, it's something so small, but it's so impactful because it's hey, you're taking the time just to route me in or include me in the conversation.
This happens in the house too. If we laying down, I get up, where you going? This happens in the house too. Mm-hmm. Leash, but yeah.
Hey, at least he knows who the leash belongs to, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's something that's so small, but it has such a big impact.
Yeah, it does have a big impact. And we've been doing it no matter if we mad at each other or what, we still do it.
Yeah.
It's this teamwork right here. So
yeah. So a point of check-in. And so then hey, once again, so this is maybe a 1 or 2 minute conversation. But then once we get home, especially on the weekdays, we're greeting each other when the other person walks into the house.
Yes. And I know for me, the kids come through, and next thing you know, I hear boom, 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 boom. Here go wifey right here. And then the wife comes, and it feels like I just won the championship. That's how I feel every day when I come home to my family, right? And I'm just thankful that the Most High blessed me with with my family. Yeah. And I'm just thankful for it. And what more can a guy ask for? They talk about fumbling the bag, which is more material wise or just money in general. But when you got a family, you got the wife and the kids, no matter where you at in life, it's like fumbling. If I mess this up, it's like fumbling the abundance, like the organic bag, right? Something that should be righteous. So I don't want to fumble what I got. That's one thing I don't want to fumble. I don't care about the money. I don't care about none of that stuff. I don't want to fumble my family. because that's, they carry my name. So
that's true.
And I just don't want to disappoint my wife. I don't want to disappoint the Most High.
That's true. That's a good word. That's a good word.
But that's how your hubby think, girl. That's how I think.
Yes, and it's just like, it's so, again, it's something so small, so easy to do, but it just has so much meaning. It does.
See, I know her words. See that? It does.
Yeah. But that is the truth. And just, when you come home and like you see, for me, like you see your kids and husband like excited to see you when you walk in the door, that just kind of uplifts your spirit, especially if you're having a bad day, even like a bad day at work, and you come home and you see everyone's excited to see you. That just kind of pivots and transitions your mind, compared to like if you were to come home and you're just walking in the door and
don't hear nothing. Everybody just mind their business
and doing their own thing. It's something different. And for us too, like when we have visitors who come over, we make sure that we greet them as soon as they come in.
Good.
Yeah. So like, why would you not do that for your spouse to make sure like, hey, that they're good, they're having a great,
number one fan.
Yeah. Like you want to make sure that you do that for your spouse. And it doesn't even take that much time. You're watching your show or you're playing your game or you're on your phone. It doesn't take, just takes like a few seconds to stop and just greet them and say, hey, like I see you.
It does. And life is precious. So you want to live each day like it's your last, and just,
that's true.
I love my wife. So each day she sees it.
Yeah.
She sees it every day, just like my kids. They see it every day.
That's true.
This ain't every other day or nothing like that. I'm just happy to be in this position where I am right now. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
I put my best foot forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So number 3, we always make sure that we just take a few minutes, to talk about how each other's day went. So like to recap, first, you're just doing that quick check-in. Mm-hmm. 2, we're greeting each other at the door. Or, we're just, even if we're not at the door, we're doing something, we're making sure we're stopping and greeting the other person when they walk in.
Mm-hmm.
And the third thing is, we have kids, things are, pretty busy. Like he said, when you get out of work, you can hear everything that's going on in the background.
Yeah.
But we still take a moment to like pause to just, even if it's not a long conversation, or if I'm still doing the dishes, he's playing with the kids, I'm going to say like, hey, babe, like, how was your day today? Like, tell me what's going on. And I think just that small break again, it's helping with that transition, but it's showing like, hey, like, I haven't seen you. I know you've been at work, but at least I want to know about like how your day is, because work if you think about work consumes at least 40 hours a week, 40 hours, more. Yeah, or more. And that's a large part of someone's week. And, sometimes people
tired.
Yeah. And sometimes people spend more time at work than they do at home. Mm-hmm. And so since that's such a large part of their life, like I want to know what's going on, and, just, fill me in. It might not be, we're not having like an hour's conversations about it, but we're having like a few minutes just to like kind of talk about, hey, like, this is what's going on during your day when I'm not with you.
Yes, because at work a lot, you see a lot of people, a lot of different personalities, just hot mess, a lot of drama. You get all that stuff. I just wait for the weekend, right? Let me get my time in. Let's get the weekend started. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't bring that stuff to my family, because if I did, it affect the whole family, right? So if the man is down in the house, in the book of Hermas, if the man is down, if he ain't right, the whole house breaks down. It don't matter if the kids are acting up, but if the man is taken out or just not in the right mindset, it affects the whole family. And I'm not trying to bring that around here.
Yeah.
So, like I said, they bear my last name, and I'm going to do my best to hold it down.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's the same thing too. So even if, you do have a bad day at work, not to say that, you're not going to talk about it, but you would still, talk things through, and it just kind of helps with that mood and that shift too. Like, you could have had a bad day today, but hey, I'm home, my spirits are already uplifted because I've connected with my spouse. Mm-hmm. I've been greeted, and now I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk about, how my day went. It kind of just helps you shift too, and helps bring up your mood or bring up your spirits too.
Then on top of that, like my wife, she makes good desserts. So sometimes I might need that dessert. Sometimes I might need that dessert.
Yeah.
Or, just a little conversation will help, or just throwing something on Netflix, get a few laughs in, and play with my kids, and just little stuff like that. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? That does a lot for me. For me, I can't speak on everybody else, but for me that does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you always gonna have your ups and downs and in betweens and all that. But family is real big.
Yeah.
Real big, and don't let outside distractions mess that up.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, these are things that we do, but you can, always alter and adjust, like, for what works best for you. But again, like, we're just kind of giving you a peek or insight of like, hey, here are some of the things that we do. And, having that touch point or having that connection when we first walk in the door, it helps us a lot. I feel like
helps us a lot.
Yeah. And then even if we know we need to have like a longer conversation later in the day, we'll have a quick moment of, hey, like, here are some things that we're going through. And then, one of our fourth points that we want to talk to you guys about today is that we set a schedule for our kids, to make sure that we're getting them to bed at a certain time. So specifically for us, 8 o'clock, we're working on getting the kids to bed. We do have younger kids, so like it doesn't always work out that way, but we're getting them in the routine of, hey, like, we're gonna transition and get ready for bed around like 7:30, so we're in the bed by 8 o'clock. But again, that gives us time for us at the end of the day as another, point of contact. So either we're going
because hold on, baby. Some conversations that we can't talk around the kids, so some conversations gotta be done while they asleep.
Yep.
And like for me, I like to have a little wine on the side while we talking, or I just gotta ease my mind a little bit before I get to start talking. So
so having that point of having that time of like, hey, we're gonna make sure that we're getting the kids to bed at 8 o'clock ensures that we have some time, to talk about whatever else that we need to talk about for that day. Or even it gives us time to like, hey, like we've been with the kids all day or we've been working on all day. It gives us a time to like just kind of do what either we want to do something together, like watch a show, or we'll do something that just like puts us at ease, or like something that we like to do. Like, so you might work out and I might work out too, or might do something
Grey's Anatomy, whatever.
Or I might watch my
wherever
favorite
it may
shows.
be. But at the same time, it's like this. Just because we put them to sleep, they don't mean they are asleep.
Yeah.
Because they will start creeping. They will start creeping. We start hearing little footsteps down the door. So we might get an hour to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to make the best of it, wherever it may be. You know what I'm saying? By the same time, you're still blessed to have kids, or just, if you don't have kids, just to be married, you know what I'm saying? Just to share your life with somebody, because, the Most High bless you with somebody. But at the same time, if you're not married, you know what I'm saying? Just pray on it, and the Most High will bring somebody in your life.
That's
just
true.
Like I said, just don't fumble the bag. You know what I'm saying? Well, they might say fumble the bag, but like I said, fumble this organic abundance. You know what I'm saying? Because material don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
This means everything.
Yeah.
In this household means everything to me. Yeah. Right? Like I said, the money don't mean nothing. So.
Yeah, and that's a good point too. Like if you aren't married, you still have to you still have to like prepare yourself for marriage, Yeah. So like these are just some like things of, hey, like if you're not married and you desire to be married, here are some things that we do. Again, so you're kind of like one step ahead of the game once you do get married, to like incorporate these things into your marriage.
They are watching you too.
Yeah.
They are watching you, and if hopefully you learn something from us, but at the same time, you probably know some people that have been married. We gonna have 7 years in September, but you're gonna have some people that have been married for a long time and X, Y, and Z. But at the same time, look how they do their marriage, because just because you've been married for a long time don't mean nothing, right? And look at you got the ones that have been married for a long time that fall out of bounds from time to time by doing a lot of wicked. Then you got the ones that are righteous. You know what I'm saying? So just learn from both sides. And so when you get put in that position, you know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And
that's true.
And stay in the narrow path.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, these are the 4 things that we do. We make sure that we check in, throughout the day or at the end of our day. We greet each other at the door whenever someone comes in. We make sure we greet. And then we just have like a few minutes to make sure that we connect, just to talk. And then we're, again, setting that schedule so we can create time and space for each other at the end of the day. Because, again, you have so much going on throughout your week. And sometimes it's hard, or you'll forget to do these things. But, like, these are just little things that don't take long, but it's just a reminder of, hey, like, I see you, I'm thinking of you.
And the main thing, priceless.
Yeah.
Priceless.
And your marriage is what? Your most important relationship that you have in life. Well, outside of the relationship with God.
There you go, girl. There you go.
That's like, but
there you go.
But it's your most like prized possession, I think, on earth. Is like, this is, one of the most important relationships, and I feel like people don't talk about it enough, of like how to make sure that that relationship is successful. And so again, we just want to pour into other people of, hey, like, here are some things that we've done, that we've found that has really helped us. So we just want to share it with you. And if you want to learn more or hear more, subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and just tell us, I guess, more of what you want to hear in the comments, and we'll be sure to talk about those things, or at least share with you, like, hey, here are some things that we do that discuss, whatever topics that you want to hear more about.
Yeah, this is my right hand right here. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's true.
Communication. But yeah, but like my wife said, subscribe and leave anything in the comments that you want to hear about or whatever. Just, I'm saying, we here. So yep, and much love to everybody, and hopefully y'all learn something from this. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, even though we talking about communication, if you're not married, just pray on it and somebody will come along, right? But like I said, just be mindful of all things. You know what I'm saying? So somebody will come along, and just this, when you get that, just live righteously, right? Like, you want somebody, my bad, but if you want somebody to communicate with you, right, give it back to them too. That's what I'm saying.
And that brings up another really good point. So, like, say like you want yours, and say you want your spouse to do those things, like, and they're not doing it, how about you try it first and do that for them? So even if they're not doing it for you, you try to you do that for them. You give them a call when you're done with work. You greet them as soon as they come into the door, and like, that's infectious. They'll notice it. So
they notice it.
If they're saying, hey, like, I'm not going to do that, you try, and give this a good week, or if you guys want to do it together. But if they don't want to do it, you try it. Do it for a week. Do it for a month. And just we can almost guarantee that it's really going to change your marriage.
It'll work. Just like the examples that we gave. Like, if I don't call my wife at a certain time, that phone gonna ring. It's not no alarm. Then another thing too, when I come home, the kids greet. I love that, but I know that the other person's gonna greet too.
So
she's upstairs, the basement is, you know what I'm saying? She's coming.
That's true, but that makes you feel a certain type of way. So it makes you happy. It makes
it does.
Coming home to a welcoming and loving home that's peaceful. So like, again,
all this stuff in the world.
If you don't have that right now, try it. Try it for a week. Try it for a month. Try it for 3 months, and just see how it changes your marriage overall. So we challenge you to do that. I guess we'll end with the challenge. Like, we challenge you guys to do those things.
Do that.
In
Be
your
a
marriage.
team. Be a team.
Yes. And
no, I ain't team. Ain't that right?
That's true. So again, we don't just want you to fight for your marriage. We really want your marriage to thrive. We are standing in agreement with you that, your marriage is...
It's hard to find someone. It's hard to find someone. Believe me. I got married in my 30s. My wife got married in her 20s. It's hard to find somebody nowadays. There's a lot of stuff going on. So for you to find somebody,
keep fight for what you got. And once you're done, we want you not to just fight for what you got, but we want you to enjoy it. We want you to thrive, because God made marriage for you. For you and your spouse, and we really want people to thrive in their marriage and just be excited about their marriage.
Avoid distraction.
Even after years of marriage, you should still be super excited to be with that person.
Yes. Like I said, check in, right? Communication, check in. That's what you mean. So.
Alrighty, well, again, subscribe to our channel. Let us know what you want to hear more about in the comments, and we'll see you next time at our roundtable.
Much love.
Bye.
Peace.